When I was in Florida for vacation, I experienced something tragic, something that should have never happened in the first place. Red tide was polluting the oceans, along with hundreds of fish that were found dead and nearly tons and tons of waste. As it turns out, we are the cause of these algae blooms that has discolored our oceans. We have brought wastewater, urban runoff, residential runoff, and agricultural runoff that fueled these algae blooms. It shocks me because of how many animals have lost their lives because of us. In August 17, 2018, almost 100 manatees were found dead since last January, and in a full week, 12 bottlenose dolphins, including a baby newborn dolphin, were all killed. I mean, dolphins and other sea creatures should not be harmed. Because of these algae blooms, people have been getting asthma attacks from not being able to breathe. Countries like Argentina, Australia, Chile, Russia, North America, and a lot of other places are all affected by red tide. These countries who are affected will experience red tide for days, weeks, and even months. And it's not only the animals that are dying, it's us too. Brief toxins can form in the tissues of the shellfish that feed on algae. So that means when we are eating our shellfish, we will experience neurotoxic food poisoning. The definition to neurotoxic means poisonous to the nerves or spine or nervous tissue. But luckily, I'm not trying to make all of this sound so depressing, so I learned that we can cure diseases from red tide. Scientists have found that an antitoxin that is produced to red tide can help people with chronic respiratory problems like cystic fibrosis, asthma, and even COPD. But besides the point, even if that was shocking, when you are close to red tide, you will also smell something a little weird. Then you will have a tingle in your nose that quickly burns up in your throat and into the lungs. If you swim in red tide, you may also experience irritation of the eyes, nose, and throat. You may also be coughing and not being able to breathe. The question is, why do we cause red tide if we are also being affected? I'm thinking that maybe we just don't realize how we are being affected. People and scientists have been trying to investigate red tide for a while, but no one has fully claimed to have a solution to this worldwide threat. Why do we do this? This is not right. Why don't we pass a law for this? That is exactly what we are trying to do. Congress once allowed the National Algae Bloom Research and Prevention Program to expire. The U.S. Senate has passed laws to the program, but we also need the House to pass a law for it to go into effect. That's why we need the House of Representatives to take up and pass the law for us. Why can't scientists ever figure out how we can stop algae blooms from ever happening? Is there even a way, even though we do not know what to do? The impossible can just seem possible with just a few ways to stop wastewater, urban runoff, agricultural runoff, and residential runoff. For residential runoff, we can build a rain garden. A rain garden is something that can soak up rainwater from your roof, sort of like a hose, except that it collects water and not squirting it everywhere. You can also limit the space of paved surfaces because paved surfaces take time for the water to soak in. Using a rain barrel is also a good idea as well. Using a rain barrel means that you are collecting rainwater from rooftops and storing it for better use. We should always try to keep runoff as clean as possible for our community. If we can manage our septic system, we can stop the growing and spread of the algae blooms. If we are not careful, then we might send bacteria and nutrients into the water cycle. Agricultural runoff has now been polluted from farm fields that have to do with irrigation, rain, or melted snow. The water may also contain animal waste and a lot more of other things. We have to pay millions and millions of dollars for chemicals to remove the runoff from the farms. We can't control this, but we have to be on the lookout for the farm runoff. Wastewater has been affected by us humans. We have brought toilet paper, toxic waste, and other things into our sewers, which has came to our oceans and caused red tide to happen. It has also found a spot in our drinking water. We can stop this if we keep the Clean Water Act going. Urban runoff is caused by rainwater created by the population shift. The surface carries the water into storm drains. The runoff can cause changes in the temperature, causing fish to die. A percolation trench can manage the urban runoff that can improve the oceans. Using all of this, we can stop the things that fuel algae blooms and start a new life, a better life that starts with fixing the problem. If you were like me, on the beach and desperate to see what we can do to solve this, then you can be a part of the solution. It may all still be a mystery. I encourage everyone to help be a part of the situation. If we all take part, we can help not just the environment but ourselves.